here, and you'd think that next season, please God, he'll probably step up and trip. But he went to the line nicely there. He's only beaten a half a length by Flying Visit, who, as you say, Gary, went and won the Airfield Stakes next time. Curragh Cliffs probably didn't enhance the form of the four in equine final there next time, but who was fourth. But it was more the two that finished in front of Kailash, and the fact that that was worthy of a mark of 88, and he handled soft ground well that day, stepping up to 9 furlongs from a mile today. Just on that basis there and on his breeding, you think that should suit him. So plenty to like about him, but you just be worried, exactly the same as you, Gary, that there are so many unexposed horses in here that he just might be. It's right that he's favourite, but he's just a wee bit shorter with all the unknowns in behind him.
Yes, he's the mount of Oisin Orr, and no doubt you'll have heard that news in the last few minutes there that Christophe Soumillon won't be taking the ride on Tarnawa in the Breeders' Cup turf in those colours for Dermot Well. There is Cleveland, who, of the Ballydoyle runners here, is the one with experience, and he's been an eye-catcher both runs, Don. Last time out he was sent off favoured at Tipperary. It was a race won by Carlisle Bay, but if you didn't know the betting that day, you would have said Carlisle Bay was probably the fancied one of the pair. This fella was never a threat, ran on late, whereas Carlisle Bay made all to win. You get the feeling he's certainly capable of better, don't you? You
do, yeah. That was kind of a... He was behind early on that day down the back straight, wasn't he? And he was ridden along pretty early on the run to the end of the back straight. You can see he was under pressure here, about 3 furlongs out, just turning for home. And there's Carlisle Bay in front, Gary, in the white face and in the Mrs. Sue Magna colours, and Cleveland is well back. Like he's only third last time, but he does stay on well to finish 5th. He's pretty well beaten by his stable companion in the end, but he does keep on. You got Magic Carousel, Dusty Shee's horse in the red colours there, the grey running on for second, but you can see how well Cleveland stays on down the outside. It's just kind of the penny's starting to drop at him, isn't it? It's only his second run, so it is encouraging the way that he ran on. And he's bred for further. His dam is Venus de Milo, who won a Munster Oaks and a Give Thanks Stakes both at Cork, and finished second behind the Fug, I think, in the Yorkshire Oaks. So he's bred for further, so stepping up to 9 furlongs should suit him well.
Stablemate Interpretation just going in there in the Sotsas colours. Lord of the Manors, another very interesting runner for Aidan O'Brien here, full brother to the Cliffs of Moher, I should say. It was the Cliffs of Moher. He was renamed by the Australians. Sadly ill-fated horse. And Cool Cullen, Don's a very interesting newcomer as well. I'm sure Jim Bolger probably wouldn't have given
20 seconds
that name to a bad one. And he did train a horse of the same name back in the 1980s, Cool Cullen, that won a stack of races. Aidan O'Brien used to ride him a bit. So
10 seconds, 9 seconds, 8 seconds.
Well.
Yeah, exactly. Like we saw with Terence McSweeney, Jim Bolger doesn't give away the good names too easily, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
0 seconds.
Fascinating race in prospect. Jerry Hannon describes the action.
Thereof.
Market in play.
Sunday